Hi friends, happy Saturday! Today I'm going to be stitching with you those beautiful pansies. Just take a look what I'm done with this pansy flower. This one is purple, and let me know if you like the colors that I chose. And today I'm going to be stitching with you, like I'm going to be finishing this bottom petal and the central part, and then I will switch to the all the leaves and vines that we have here, and you will kind of see almost the finished look of this pansies floral heart. And I'm thinking to make like one solid video with a time lapse of my stitching, for those who don't want to watch those long videos. And yeah, I will make the video with the final look of this floral heart, and I will show you entire process in just in one video, which can take about 15 or 20 minutes long, maybe even shorter. So let me know guys if you like this idea, and yeah, let's start stitching. um, Say hi if you are joining and will be watching me stitching today, and let me know if you are stitching with me. Maybe you're stitching something else, maybe you are doing something, some other crafts, and let's chat and say hello to each other. Hi Erin, hi Claudia. um, like it looks like my Instagram stream is frozen. Oh, that's okay. So yeah, that's what we are going to do today. Mm. So I yesterday I reviewed all the colors I used for those projects, for those three projects, like this one and this one. And yeah, I used a lot of colors, and I was reviewing those colors, checking if all the labels are in place, and yeah, it's a whole bunch of colors, like all of those here and here and here, like yeah. It's a pretty colorful project. Heritage, I'm stitching with you today. I love the new Pansy. Yeah, as I was going to do, I made it like purple color. I don't know if this is the right color name that I'm using for this one. Can I call it purple? Like this is my like magenta, right, and pink, and this is purple and lavender. Yeah, I love it. And let me tell you a little bit what I did already. So I started stitching from those top petals, and I stitched them completely with long and short stitch and satin stitch. Like I covered the complete all the area with this color. So I used this color and I covered it all because those petals are really small, and I decided to add this lightest color later on top of everything that I did. So I used first I used two threads of that darker color, and then I switched to only one strand of this color, and I made long and short stitches on top of everything that I have, like, and it gives me like a little lighting effect, and I really like this effect that it looks really nice. So you can do this way as well if you want. And I also like this method that I did for those petals. As those are bigger, so I had more room for the long and short shading for the color transitions, but for these smaller petals I decided to go this way. And for those next petals I started with this color. As usually I did outline under those petals. There is outline with split stitch, so it's not visible anymore because I covered with my stitches. First I started with this color, and I did some shading inside of the petal using this color and only one strand of floss. And later I will add those details with with black color when I will finish the entire Pansy flower. And for the bottom petal, I used this color as the same way like I did for the previous flower. I will do the same way. And now I will switch to the orange, do a little shading, and then I will stitch the center of the flower, just the same way like I did for this one. And I will add the details with with black color. And then we will switch to the leaves and vines. If you have some green variated threads for the leaves and vines, it would be just perfect because you can use just a simple satin stitch and the color will be changed from dark to light, and you can switch to this to the darker or lighter shade of color depending on where you are located on the leaf, and this way you can make a nice gradients, and it overall look will be just like alive alive leaves of the real Pansy flowers. Like I wasn't inspired from the real pictures of real pansies, it's just my imagination, how I want them to look like, how I imagine them. I was trying different colors, but you can go and check. Maybe you have already some pictures of real flowers and get inspired from those flowers. They may have like a little white uh, border if they have, so you will add it on the top of everything that you did. So try to make them as realistic as possible if you already confident in this technique. If not, just follow my steps and try to make those cartoonish version of Pansy flowers, like vector image. You know, when I was selling my embroidery kits and patterns on local um, markets for Christmas, some man he came and he looked at especially at my pansies, and he said, "This is not embroidery. It's painting." And but he came closer and he was looking at the thread painting, and he couldn't realize how it's possible to make those gradients. He thought that I add some paint on top of my threads, and this is how I made those gradients, you know. I was trying to explain him that this is a special technique I use. It's thread painting. It's not paint, it's just threads. And he was very impressed. Really impressed. He said that I even afraid to ask what the cost of this already embroidered piece, like it's probably expensive because it takes a lot of time. It really takes a lot of time, and I'm not selling my mm, projects that I already did. I don't want to sell them. It's just for me. I want to enjoy when I'm looking at them on my wall. And yeah, I will never give it away for any kind of money. Like, no, no, no. It's just for me. I need to keep them to remember what I did, and I don't like to embroider the same thing over and over. I just don't like it. I like to embroider something new every time. And I like to keep the memories about my projects, so I don't give them away. I only can give them just a temporary for some magazines if they want to take pictures for the articles they're writing. So sometimes I send them abroad and they return them to me back. Yeah, so they travel sometimes, but I don't give them away. Okay, so now I'm gonna use this color. Somebody's writing street my stuff. Your work is beautiful and your instructions are so helpful. Oh, it looks like somebody who tried my embroidery patterns already. Thank you so much for your feedback. It's very important because I tried to make instructions very clear and I do make illustrations. Right now I'm working on the instructions for those flowers. I already did instructions for this flower and I want to make, when I will finish, I will make a picture and I will make an illustration for this flower as well and for this part as well. And yeah, once everything is done, I will post it on for my Stitching Club members, those instructions. So if you guys new here, this is a stitch along and you can join this stitch along and stitch this beautiful Pansy flower with me. There is a link in the video description below. Check it out. There is all the information in the video description. And yeah, I will be happy if you will join my stitch along and stitch it with me. So I'm gonna use only one strand of floss and the smallest needle from my set. If you want to see how I stitched those petals, you can watch on the YouTube, you can watch the videos from this flower. I completely stitched the entire flower on the videos and you can watch every step that I did here. And you just repeat everything I did for this flower, just for this flower, just using different colors. So I go deep into my previous color, I go up with my needle exactly like almost close to the edge because I want to extend this color as far as possible, and it will give me the best color blending result. And I need to follow the same stitch direction as I did for the uh, previous color, so it will look smooth. And nice. You know, guys, which country are you watching my live stream from? How are you doing? Okay, we have somebody from United States. And it looks like it's somebody who does some embroidery. Tell me more about your embroidery, what you do, what kind of embroidery are you doing? Laude is from Chile. It's really nice. What time is it in Chile right now? I wonder. Um, I'm in Canada, so it's like almost 1 p.m. and it's really beautiful outside. It's sunny and bright. I'm going to go outside to have a walk. Maybe we will drive to the ocean and see how it's frozen or not frozen. Maybe we will jump on the ice. It's summer in Chile. So funny, and how it feels when you have summer in February. It feels wrong because February it's supposed to be like a cold month of the year. Okay, so Sarita Bordado, she makes cross stitch but want to learn embroidery. Brazil. If you did already a lot of cross stitch projects, I would recommend you to watch my videos on YouTube. I have 300 videos already on my YouTube channel about different projects that I made, and you can learn a lot from my parents. I definitely recommend to try one of my parents, and usually they go with video tutorials, and you will learn on the go. You don't need to know anything, especially if you have already experience with cross stitching, so you know how to use embroidery threads, what kind of embroidery threads you need. You just need to find the right embroidery fabric for hand embroidery. As you can see, I use a really smooth fabric. It's 100% cotton fabric. You can try different brands. If you are in United States, I highly recommend you to try Kona cotton fabric. This is the fabric I'm using right now. And you can also stitch on linen, but it's kind of a little bit harder to transfer the pattern on it. So I would recommend you to try from the cotton fabric first. And it's easy to go through the fabric with your needle. It's going to be pleasant to stitch, and it's going to be much easier to transfer the pattern to the fabric. In my pattern, I explain how to transfer the patterns. There are different methods, so you can choose your favorite method. So don't worry about that. I explain everything, like all the steps for preparation and for the embroidery process in my patterns. So you will have definitely all the information you need to get started. So, and at the same time, you can ask me any questions anytime. I'm available on Instagram. You can ask me on Instagram, and those who purchased my embroidery patterns and who joined my stitching club on Patreon, they have access to the Discord community chat, and we are exchanging our progress shots and asking questions if needed. So it's a big and wonderful community of embroidery stitchers, and we are really nice and welcome for everyone new. So I definitely recommend you to try something and give it a go if you really want, if you want it for a long time. Just give it a go and see what happens. You'll definitely get until the to the point where I am. Like I have like almost 8 years of experience in hand embroidery, so just start with something simple. I have like about 40 embroidery patterns for beginners, about 30 embroidery patterns for intermediate teachers, and like about 20 or something embroidery patterns for advanced techniques. Like this is like advanced technique. What I'm doing right now is thread painting, and it's not necessary to jump right into this project when you're just starting. Just start with something simple. If you're not sure which pattern you should go with, just ask me and I will recommend you a few patterns that you might like, and yeah, just give it a go. Yeah, definitely check it out. All the links in the video description on YouTube and in my profile on Instagram. If you cannot find it, just give me a message and I will send it to you directly. So see what I'm doing, like I feel all the rest space between those longer stitches. I come up a little bit closer to the center and mm, far away a little bit from the edge. This way we create shorter stitches and they will cover all the rest space that is left, and it will create also a nice gradient. It's like painting but with threads. If you ever tried painting with pencils or yeah, basically it's similar to painting with pencils because you make strokes or watercolor, because in with each stroke you can mix two different colors more smoothly if you do it right. Very hot weather in Chile right now. Yeah, I don't know when we will finally have a hot weather here. It's probably we'll need to wait a few months. So it's February now, and February is super cold usually. In March we still have winter in Canada. In April probably will start getting warmer somewhere in the middle of April or in the end of the April, and in May we should be like able to wear hoodies and maybe sometimes t-shirts in the end of May. So a real summer will start in June and July, and a really hot summer, a really nice summer, is July and August. Those are my favorite months in Canada. How do you know which stitch use in every project? I'm a beginner and I don't know when to use backstitch or others. Do you have some advice, please? So I create embroidery patterns, embroidery designs, and it comes naturally to me. So when I look at some flower or something that I want to stitch, I already imagine in my head how it can be stitched. So it's like it comes naturally, and that's why I create my own embroidery designs and I make, and people, because people are asking me to make a pattern for this and video tutorials for this, and I usually create those embroidery patterns and tutorials so others can follow my steps and create like similar um, projects. So I recommend to start with my patterns first, and when you will complete like about 5, 10 different projects, for example, right, you will probably start feeling more confident in it, and you will start understanding how I'm thinking when I'm like making my projects, and then you maybe will start also thinking like me, and when you will then you will start probably creating your own embroideries, and you will be more confident in those different kind of stitches, and you will feel more definitely like in the future when you will have a lot of experience, then you will be like more confident in about different kind of stitches, which kind of stitch you want to use, because different stitch they create different effects, and with practice, only when you already tried all of those stitches in different projects, you will remember in your head how the stitch looks like and which kind of effect it will give you. So then you will decide when you will be doing your own project in the future which kind of stitch you want to use here, because you already know it. It's already in your head and you have practice. Christina, hi. Good morning. So this is my the member of my stitching club and my friend Christina. She performed a lot of my embroidery projects, and then she started doing her own projects because she like very talented person, and she already like had a lot of experience in Brazilian embroidery, for example, when she uh, came to my stitching club. And it's so nice to see how she completes her own embroidery projects, and she uses different kind of stitches with confidence. Right now she can embroider anything she wants, and I really enjoy seeing her finished projects, and those are really really beautiful. If you will join my stitching club, you'll get access to my um, Discord channel, and in this chat you will see her projects. They are really beautiful, and she's very very talented student. So yeah, I'm so proud that I have students that can complete her own projects, and they use imagination and create their own creations. This confidence with different stitches and colors, it will come with practice, don't worry. You just need to start. Hi Leah, wow, so pretty. Unfortunately, I cannot stay today. I will have to watch later. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Thank you so much, Leah. Come later. Leave me a nice comment under my YouTube videos. So I stitched this little part with the same color that I used recently for the mixing with the yellow part. This was this color, and now I'm switching to this color, and I'll just stitch a little bit of under this part, like just a little teeny part. See, this flower is smaller and this one is bigger. It feels much more comfortable to stitch some bigger flower like this actually. So if you will use this pattern, I will recommend you to use the bigger version for the 6 or 7 hoop size, 6 or 6 inches hoop size. So it will be, those flowers will be bigger, and you will have more room for long and short shading and all the teeny details that I do right now. How we can join your class? Um, Send me a direct message and I will send you all the information. Okay? Don't forget to send me the message. You can watch those videos later if you're afraid that you missed it. I save all my videos and they are available on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all the hearts you give me. I'm so glad that you like this project. So this bottom part I will try to stitch the same way like I did for the previous flower, but it's not enough space for this, but I will try. So I make the outline for the bottom, and then I will try to cover it with satin stitch. Let's try, because it's really teeny, so small. I'm using 2 strands right now, but if you are not comfortable with this, you can switch to only 1 strand, and maybe this way it's gonna be better, but I'll try. I think nobody will be looking at my project with a magnifying glass, so if something is not perfect, it's fine. What are your plans for Saturday and Sunday? What are you planning to do this weekend? I bought, we have like sleighs. Is this the right uh, word for this? So we will be having fun riding down on from the hill here in Dieppe. So now I'm switching to the lightest shade, and this is going to be this one. This one. And I'm gonna use 3 strands of floss the same way like I did for this one, and it's going to be sorry and it's going to be Bulion stitch. And yeah, as you remember, I used another needle which calls millinery needle. I will use medium size of the millinery needle from this set and 3 strands of floss. This way it's going to be much easier to go through all the wraps. Somebody's asking, is that silk thread? No, it's just a regular cotton embroidery threads. It's DMC, and I also use different brands, but mostly DMC, and in my patterns I give you all the DMC color codes. So this is a cotton thread, but thanks to this technique, because of this technique, it looks like it's silk because it's like color transitions and it's so smooth, and I use only 1 strand of floss, so it may be it may look like silk or something. So okay, I think I will try to do it this way. I will come out just separately here. I will do wraps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Let me see if it's going to be enough. 7. I will do 7 wraps. And now I keep my wraps in between my fingers and I come up. Yeah, this way it's much easier. When I come up, I make it slightly tight, but not too tight, so those wraps are laying nicely. Oh, I like this method best. It's much more comfortable if you are using a hoop stand and comparing to the method when you put your needle down and up at the same time. I will show you now. So if I would do it this way, like this, I put my needle down and I come up here at the same time, like exactly in here. So it's not going to be comfortable. For me, it's much more comfortable if I go here and come up separately here. And then I do my wraps 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I move those wraps down I don't make them really tight. I loosen them a little bit. I keep them between my fingers, and then I come up slowly and lay them down like this and tight. Make it tight. If there are some loops like I have, you can fix it slightly with your needle, like this. So it looks much better. And then I go down and finish this stitch. And that was a Bulion stitch. Let me guys know if you like this stitch. I really like it. It makes my Pansy flowers look even more realistic, because before I used just a satin stitch to fill this space. Let me finish the threads from all those colors that I already started, so they will not interfere with my stitches, and I will switch to the black color and we will stitch the leaves. So this is how I like to finish my threads. I come up with my thread here and I go down. Really, I make a really short stitch close to the place where I come up, like this. And I make a loop. And I go through this loop. And it creates a little knot which is securing my thread. And then I make a long stitch between my stitches and fabric. It's like I don't go through the fabric, I go exactly between the fabric and those stitches, just to hide the end of my thread. So now I can cut the thread really close, like this. And this is how I make my backside neat, and there are no tails hanging around, you know, there is no very big knots. I only use knots sometimes when it's not comfortable to start the thread without a knot. So Blue Marine says, so beautiful. Thank you so much. So yeah, 2 more threads to finish. So they are not hanging around, and I will continue stitching. Just ask me any questions if you have. Let me know, guys. How are you doing? Let's chat. Sometimes you can finish your thread this way, like you can make a long stitch in one direction, and then you can turn it and make a long stitch in another direction, like this. And you can do it once more and you can cut your thread, so it's already secured and there is no knots needed in this case. And sometimes I do it this way when I feel comfortable. A bunch of needle minders to show you actually today. I forgot. So these are my new needle minders, which are going to be posted on my Etsy shop. I'm gonna make a new listings. So this one is Healing Bouquet, and this is the back side. It's 2 magnets, and you can store your needles on those needle minders. You can place it between the fabric like this, so you don't lose your needles, or you can put it here like this. I also like it, do it this way the most, and because it looks cute. And I have few versions of needle minders. Those are new, I just made them. So there are going to be tulips, really cute. And I also have crocuses. Really cute. And I also have forget-me-nots. Let me know, guys, which one do you like the most. If you want to get them now, you can send me a direct message on Instagram, and I will make sure that you will have one, because there are limited amount of limited quantity of those needle minders, because most of the materials they stock on the post somewhere on the airports and somewhere else. So I just have a limited amount of those needle minders. Later you will find the link in the video description and in the comments below if you will be watching on YouTube. So I will finish a few threads and I will continue stitching. Erin says, I'm using your bee needle minder for this project and I love it so much. It's so nice to hear. Yeah, Christina also likes my needle minders. She ordered 2 needle minders I showed you the last time. There was a Pansy needle minder and Hortensia, we call it Hortensia, I don't know, Hydrasia, or I forgot the name in English. So yeah, I have more needle minders now. And they're all cute. And for those 2 needle minders, I already have listing on my Etsy shop. I will show you now how they look like. The last thread to finish, and I'm ready. So this is the Pansy needle minder. Really cute. And a big one. And this is Hortensia. How do you call it in your language? Let me know. And also, how do you call the pansy in your language? I know that Christina told me that the pansy flower they called the translation of it is perfect love, right? Did I learn it right this time? I guess so. Oh, we see people from Argentina, Portuguese. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So now it's time to add some details. And I will use a black color, just one thread, just one strand of it. Hortensia as well. Nice. But there is a name in English, I just forgot. So I'm using just one strand. I will use a little knot on the back side because I'm lazy to turn it to the back. But sometimes if you need to start your thread and you don't want to use any knots, you can go like this. You can go between the threads and fabric in one direction like this. Hide your ends so it's hidden. Now you make a really short stitch like this, and you make a long stitch ahead, and you can make one more short stitch like this, and one more. So this way your thread is secured and there is nothing on the front side because you go like exactly between your threads and fabric. And you can start stitching and there is no knots on the back side. So this is sometimes how I start my thread. So as I'm here on this part, so I will start making the stitches. You can look at my picture or at the picture of my finished work to know like where exactly you want to place your stitches. Like I have already in my mind, it's not complicated for me. But yeah, you need some practice before starting this step, so probably, so you feel confident enough. Or if you don't like this step, you can skip it and just leave it as it is if you like how it is. Or you can use some other color, not black, but some dark shade of purple or burgundy color or blue. Just look at the real pictures of pansies and it will give you an idea how it should look like. Sometimes they have those veins and they are not such perfect like I do for my flower, but my flower is just like abstract fancy, so it shouldn't look like a real flower. It's okay if it doesn't look like a real flower. But in the future, I'm planning to embroider like a bigger version of Pansy, and I will be inspired from. I will have a reference from a real photo of the Pansy, and we will be trying to make it like realistic, like exactly how the Pansy looks like. And because we will have a bigger size of the pencil, we will have more space for different manipulations to add different details, and the the method it will be slightly different, so you will see. I will basically start from making those veins first, and then we will be filling all the rest space on the petals. So in creating different gradients, exactly using the colors which are exactly from this real flower. So it's going to be a really interesting project. So if you want to see it, if you want to not miss it, someday I will be making such videos. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you will see this project. someday how I will make it. It's going to be someday in the future. I cannot say that it's going to be in the near future because I have other projects to make. Like I have unfinished projects that I need to finish, and then I will switch to more bigger and serious projects like I just mentioned. After I will finish this Pansy project, I will make a short video and will make a PDF pattern and instructions for everyone who wants to stitch it with me. And I will switch to another project that I have. It's a sampler guidebook, and I will be finishing stitching different kinds of volumetric flowers for the volumetric flowers sampler page from this project. So this is what I'm going to do next. And Easter is coming, so I'm just I want to make some project for Easter as well. I will see if I will manage to do all of that, but I will try. So finishing the volumetric flowers sampler page goes first, and then there will be a little Easter project, and then we will continue sampler guidebook, and we will start the next page, and this page is going to be all about long and short shading. So this is going to be a really nice sampler page for those who wants to practice a long and short shading, and a nice opportunity to learn it, trying to embroider different shapes and different kind of techniques. This is a really nice project to practice long and short shading, trying different amount of threads, trying different amount of colors you're blending, different kind of shapes you're filling, and petals and leaves we'll be practicing. How do you like it so far with all those details? Let me know. So this was the last stitch for this Pansy flower, and I really love how it looks like. You can add some strokes here if you want, but I usually don't do it. You can go ahead and outline it with some darker shade of purple, or you can use white embroidery threads to add some contrast between the petals if you want. So you can try different things with this. If you feel like something is missing, like some details are missing here. So now it's time to stitch some green leaves. And I have a lot of green embroidery threads to try. So I have those. And I also have those. I think those three will look really nice. You can do some leaves with those two colors, but I will use those colors for the greeneries. Probably if you have some, as I already said, if you have some multicolored or variated threads in green shade, you can go ahead and use them. But basically, I don't want to make this pattern too complicated, so I will be embroidering like one half of the leaf with a lighter color, and then I'm planning to embroider another half of the leaf with this color, and with this color I will just add central veins, some details, the stems with this darker color, and all those vines I will be using like a combination of those two, or I don't know, maybe I will try some other light green color like this one. This one is not too light and to be slightly lighter. But this one is like blue. No, it's not the one that I'm looking for. So yeah, you can choose something else, but maybe, yeah, I will probably go with this one. It looks nice. Hy, hy, hydrangea. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hydra, hydra, hydrangea. Oh, it's hard. Sorry. I will just call it hortensia, like we call it in Ukraine. Okay, so for the leaves, you can use two threads or three strands. I will probably use three strands because it's going to be much faster to fill the space. I will start with this one, 703. And it's going to be just a simple satin stitch. If you have a bigger pattern, like you increased the size of it, so you can do some long and short shading. You have some space for it in the leaves, so you can do some long and short shading. But basically it's not really necessary. As you can see, like for this project I go just with satin stitch, and one half of the leaf is one color, another half of the leaf is a different color, and there is a central vein in the middle, and overall it looks really nice. Pretty much realistic, mm, not too complicated, and I really love it. So this is how I will do it. So yeah, I will probably go and stitch those longer leaves, and because they're different, slightly different from those leaves, I already stitched those leaves for different projects, but we didn't stitch those yet, but they are pretty much the same. You just need to remember about the stitch direction. You can mark it with your pen like I do. So your leaves look natural. You need to avoid stitching like this, so it will look nice. I will start my thread without knots. This space is going to be covered with satin stitch later, so it's okay. If you see it right now, you will not see it later. It will be hidden. So I just made a short running stitches, and I'm splitting that stitch from the top from each side, and now your thread is secured. And I like to start from the tip of the leaf, and I move on this side until to this point. It may be much more comfortable if you will turn your hoop the way that your tip of the leaf is on the top and you are moving down with your stitching, so like this. It may be much more comfortable to do it this way. Like this. Because you kind of can lay your thread down this way and see which direction you need to be placing your stitches. And for me it's much more comfortable to stitch from the top and moving to the down to the base of the leaf. Just a simple satin stitch. Probably everyone knows this stitch already. Let me know, guys, if you have some problem with this stitch. I heard that not everyone could um, make it right, make it perfect. Sometimes it's a problem with the stitching direction. It's the common mistake. And sometimes it's with fabric is not tied in the hole. Sometimes wrong embroidery threads, wrong fabric. If your fabric is stretching, so it's not the right fabric for hand embroidery. So there are different reasons why your satin stitch may not look as perfect as you wanted it to be. But it's pretty satisfying to stitch projects using just satin stitch mostly. You just repeat the same steps. If you feel like you need to do the outline first, I recommend you to start with the outline if you want. I feel like pretty much confident in my satin stitch, so I know exactly that I can create a sharp edges for my leaves. It's not a problem for me, but it's if it's a problem for you, you can do the outline first, like exactly like I did for the petals, or you can add this outline later, but using a slightly darker shade of the green, and it will look like a border. It will add you some contrast, and it will fix your edges if they are not perfect, so it will be hidden under that outline. So don't worry too much, just stitch and enjoy. So this half of the leaf is done, and the same way I will do for this leaf. So I will use this color on this side, and a darker color will go on this side. So I will do like exactly the same way. Just need to follow the right stitch direction, and your leaves will turn out really perfectly and look natural. So I will park my thread here, so I will stitch using this thread later, and I will switch to another color. So I'm gonna use this color on another side of the leaf. It's going to be 3 strands as well. Hi to everyone who just joined. Let me know, guys, where are you from? Hello, watching from South Africa. Nice to meet you. Welcome to my beautiful embroidery world. Hey, Edith says, I tend to have a hard time with the satin stitch direction changes abruptly. What is this word means? Sometimes, or what does it mean? So yeah, and I start from the top as I did for the left side. I try to come up really, really close, right? I go right through the edge, and I also really like those heating erasable gel pens. They make the really sharp um, lines, and it's much better than water erasable markers because they create really thick lines, and I don't like using them. And I also like heating erasable pens that because I don't have to wash my embroidery. a quick change of in direction. Oh wow. Um, See this petal, this side of the leaf, it will have a much quicker change of the direction. So as this part, it goes like mostly in the same direction, but this one is curved. So I need to change the direction slightly, but I never do it like quickly. I never do it like suddenly because it will look like cross stitches because the stitches will overlap each other. So I made a tacked satin stitch technique. So I do a shorter stitch right here. So I will be able to make my next stitch, which is going to be longer slightly, but it's going to be in slightly in a different direction, and it will cover the finishing of the previous stitch. Like you see it right now, it's visible, you see it, but with the next stitch you will cover it, and at the same time the space between those two long stitches will be filled with this short stitch. That's why I make this short stitch. So I just turn the direction and I go into the same place where I go when I went for the previous long stitch, and it will create this effect of changing the stitch direction, but there will be no visible stitches which will tell you that you changed the stitch direction. It will look all smooth and perfect. So now I see that I need to do the same technique once more and slightly change the stitch direction. So I do the short stitch again like this, and then I come up here for the next stitch and I go into the same place. Maybe you can go a little bit down, just half of the millimeter, and this stitch will be still covered by that next stitch. Yeah, this part is going to be a little bit tricky, so I do it one more time to change the stitch direction even more, like this. And now I can make a few stitches in the same direction and continue doing a simple satin stitch until the point that I see that I need to change the stitch direction again. Like here, I see that I need to turn slightly and I make short stitch between longer stitches like this, and here I do long stitch again, and basically I can continue here doing just a regular satin stitch without those tucked satin stitches because the direction stays the same in this like from this place and moving to this place. So this part, like, it was a little bit tricky, but using the technique that I just showed you, it's going to be easier to fill that space and change the stitch direction. I hope it makes sense and you understand what I just did. If you have still some questions, please ask me and I will let you know. Erin says that helps a lot. You're welcome. I hope you will improve your satin stitches, and next time your satin stitch will look much better. So in this place I see that I still need to change slightly the direction, so I do that shorter stitch again. So you do it in the places where you see that you need to do that. See? And this trick, when you market your stitch direction, it helps you a lot because without it, you will not realize where you need to change the direction and where you need to keep the same direction. I saw mistakes with satin stitch that people didn't mark those lines, and this leaf, like, it's empty, you don't see where you need to which direction you need to go. And when you start with the right stitch direction, but with time, with each stitch, you can turn this direction and you end up filling the leaf in this direction, like um, in the wrong way, so it doesn't look right anymore. So this is a common mistake that I usually see. So for beginners, I highly recommend to mark the stitch direction first and then fill the leaf, and you will see uh, if you got to the point when you need to change the direction, or if you suddenly started following the wrong direction. So you will see it, you will notice it, right? So this was the second part of the leaf, and I'm glad that you started stitching this with leaf because it was slightly complicated. It was curved, and um, you got the tips that you needed for this one. And now I'm switching to this darker color, and I will use 2 strands of floss. You can use only 1 strand of floss if you want. I will be making the central vein for the leaf. Oh yeah, I will use only 1 strand, and I will add a little veins on the go. So this leaf will look even more realistic. So just 1 strand of floss of DMC 986. So here is what I do. I start almost on the tip of the leaf, but I don't go to the until the very tip. See, I skip like about 3 millimeters like this, and I will be doing a stem stitch in the center of the leaf. So this is a stem stitch. You need to keep the loop in the on the one side, so it will stay consistent. Until this point, and it will create a delicate and really nice central vein for your leaf. And now you can add some veins if you like. If you don't like, you can skip this part. So just a little vein here and there. As you can see, I follow the same stitch direction as I did for the satin stitch here, so they look consistent with everything else. And I also don't go deep into the leaf, and I don't go really exactly until the edge of the leaf. I skip a few millimeters, and maybe I add too much veins here. You can add less veins if you like. And I add some veins on the another side. Like this. I really love how it looks like. It makes my leaf look even more realistic, I guess. The veins can be shorter and longer depending on how many space you have for them in the leaf, because the leaf is changing their shapes. In some places wider, in some places it's smaller, but I really love this effect, and I will be doing the same technique for all the rest leaves here for this project. And how do you like it? See, we didn't use any complicated long and short shading technique here, but our leaf, this leaf turned out really nice. Hi, Angel. I really love this. So yeah, that's it for the leaves. You can do the same way for all the rest leaves here. They're completely gonna be the same, just one half of the leaf is lighter, one half of the leaf is slightly darker, and the central vein and all the tiny details you can add, and it will make your leaf look really nice. It will make an effect that one half of the leaf it has some lighting, and there is some shadows on another part of the leaf, and it will be just play with colors. I really like how it looks like. For the teeny vines, you can see here, you can try using those lighter color. You can go with the lighter color from this part of the leaf. You can go with this color if you like this more. And you can use some variated threads, like multicolored threads, where the color is changing from lighter to darker shade. And I really love the effect when the color goes from the lighter, it starts from the lighter and it goes to the darker, slightly darker shade here in the base of these wines, and I really like it. So you can use, let me show you which colors you can use. It can be this color number 92 or 94, as I remember, and it can be something like this and maybe something like this, but it's darker. It's actually dark. Let me take a look at the color map and we will see which colors will be the best for this. So here is the DMC color map, and on the last page of this map we can see all the multicolored threads. Um, I know that most of you don't know how to use those threads and where to use those threads, but for hand embroidery style like I do, I really love using them because they can create like really beautiful effects. And I like to use 1 to 5, number 1 to 5. This is the color, it's going to be gorgeous. 92 is lighter color, but 94 is darker. So 92 is also good. And you can go with some other multicolored threads. Let's see. Maybe you have this one, but it's too yellowish. I know that there is a lot more multicolored colors as actually rather than those that I have here in my color map. So go to the shop maybe and see which colors they have and try something. For example, I have a collection of embroidery threads from different brands, and I highly recommend you. This is 92. I think this one would look very beautiful with Pansies. So maybe I will try it for this project, but there are different options from another brand like Cosmo Seasons. If you have it in your shop, if you in your local shop, or you can find it online, I highly recommend those threads. They make such gorgeous color transitions, and this color is good. You can use this one, it's much brighter, but the color is changing much faster. So for those little wines, I wouldn't use it, but maybe for something else, I would use it definitely. We have a lot of shades of green and different colors. This is a brand that makes the most shades of different colors. You have like a lot of options, a lot more than DMC can offer. So I highly recommend Cosmo Seasons. It's Japanese brand. It's a really high quality threads, and if you have access to this, so just grab it. They are gorgeous. They are really smooth and like silk. It's like gorgeous threads. Okay, somebody is asking, what is the other company you named besides DMC? Cosmo Seasons. Cosmo Seasons. It's a really gorgeous brand. So for the wines, I will use DMC 92. I believe you can find it in any part of the world. And it looks like I already started those threads, and I have some started. So I will use the part of this thread because there is a darker shades and lighter shades, so you can cut the part of the thread which goes from the lighter shades to the darker one, like this one. Like this. It starts from the lighter shade and it goes to slightly darker and darker and slightly darker again. So I will use this one. The color transitions slowly, so it's a perfect thread if you will need to fill the leaves. I would also use it for the leaves. Um, but here I just don't like yellowish color. I think number 1 to 5 would look better for the leaves here, and then you can switch to number 92 to stitch the veins. Oh yeah, Melanie, this is gorgeous. Thank you so much. Are the Cosmos brand threads safe to wash? Color fast, I think the term is. Yes, they are perfect. This is a high quality embroidery threads. I use them for many projects. They never bleed, nothing happens to them. They are 100% cotton. You can wash it, you can iron it, no problems completely with those threads. Those are even higher quality threads than DMC, so you could understand, right? So I will use only one strand because I want to make those veins to be delicate. Let's switch to this part because the veins here are much bigger, so we will have much more space for color transitions. Yeah, I will stitch this one. Yeah, Melanie can confirm she uses those threads all the time. No problems with those threads completely. They're really, really high quality threads, and they can cost you about $3 per skein, something like that. They are more expensive than DMC, but they worth it. They definitely worth it. So I threaded my needle, and I will start the thread from the lightest part, and then it changes to the darker shade. So I will start with the lighter. So I will go from here. Let me zoom it so you will see everything I do. And I will do just a stem stitch. You can start from the back stitch or split stitch because it's gonna be a little complicated to do the stem stitch with this really curved part, like a few stitches, and then you can switch to the stem stitch. I keep my loop for the stem stitch outside of the curves, so the stem stitch will lay down perfectly. Somebody said I missed it, but I would love to see how you start some of the petals or fillers. Angel, you can go to my YouTube channel, and there will be this video on the live tab of my YouTube channel. If you cannot find it, just message me on Instagram and I will send you the link. You can find the link to my YouTube channel in my stories today, but if its story disappears, you can find the link in the profile, or just simply message me after this live stream and I will send you the link. No problems. If you're stitching the same design but you enlarge it in size, so you can use 2 strands of cloth for the wines, sorry. And yeah, with variated threads, it can be tricky. You never know at which point they will start changing the color. I see that I still have a lot of thread with the lightest shade, so I can just jump to another curls like this, and I will stitch it with the same thread, but I still have the lightest color in this thread, so I will stitch those curls. So I will probably have enough thread for this one and for this one. And then when the color will be changed, I will switch to the main stem, the one that I didn't finish yet. So yeah, you just see which color you have currently on your thread and jump from one place to another depending on where do you need to have this color. Or if you see that the lightest shade is too long, you could just cut the thread slightly before you start, and then it will change the color faster. Melanie says that I've always wondered how you did that with variated threads. So this is how I'm just jumping from one place to another depending on where do I need to have this color. Some skeins, some color numbers, especially in Cosmo seasons, they may have the same color shades, but they make different numbers for shorter and longer color changing, if you know what I mean. So there are two skeins, for example, I noticed in Cosmo seasons, the one that changes the color faster, and there is another one number with the same colors, but the color is changing slower, if you know what I mean. So when you buy those threads, you need to check if the color is changing fast or slow. Different brands can give you different, they make different multicolored threads, so, and you learn it on the go when you use them actually. You can cut them, so that's why I have a lot of leftovers, because I'm not like using the entire thread. Sometimes I just cut it to the pieces with colors that I need, and yeah, this is how it works. So yeah, I see here that it's still light color. So maybe I will jump to this one and stitch something here just to make this color go away faster. So I can get to the next shade. I see that finally the thread will start be it will start changing, but not yet. So I will jump to this place and I will make here a few stitches just to waste this color. This is going to be hidden under my satin stitches when I will be filling this leaf. So this is One more trick for you if you don't know how to, you don't want to cut your thread, but actually you can cut it. If you see that you have enough of those shades and you need this thread to be changing the color faster than it is, you just can cut it and start with the next color shade, or you can do a lot of stitches like this, jump from one place to another, and this color will finally be changed to the light darker one. So that's what I do right now. I'm just wasting this thread here. So it will change it already changed the color slightly. I see that it's slightly darker. See how slow this color is changing, but I need faster. So that's what I do, and maybe this will help me to create more volumetric leaf. It can create a little bit of more volume. I will hide it later. Um, won't the bumps appear compared to other leaves? This is pretty flat because I use only one strand of floss, so it doesn't look too much volumetric, you know. It will not give me too much volume. It's just one strand of floss. Okay, so it changed the color, so I can continue stitching the veins here, the vines, sorry. And so the base of the vines should look slightly darker, just slightly. I don't know if it's visible or not, all this work that I did. It would be probably better to cut this thread, so I had less lighter color in the beginning, but yeah, sometimes you need to be creative. I already see that it's darker in this place, so I'm satisfied with what I get. I'm pretty satisfied with the result. So these are my tips for multicolored threads. That's it for today, I guess. I hope you like it, my video tutorial. I hope you learned something new. I like to share my experience with you. Sometimes I just figure out some things by myself. Um, is it just me? The picture keeps skipping or jumping. Do you change the side of the stem? Oh my god, so many questions. If you have any questions, just ask me and I will try to answer. Okay, the picture keeps skipping or jumping. It's probably the internet connection, Melanie. I have a really good picture. It's smooth, it's nice, it's not jumping. So Gabriel is asking the question, do you change the side of the stem, stitch to the opposite way when the curve of the vine changes? Yes, right. When I stitch the stem stitch, I keep the loop outside of the curve. If the curve goes this way, I keep the loop outside of the curve. If it changes, I start keeping the loop on another side. So it depends of the curve. See, this curve is changing. So in this place right here, I keep the loop outside of the curve, and when it started changing to this side, my loop is here. I keep the loop here. So this way my stem stitch lays correctly, because if you will keep the loop inside of the curve, you will see the difference. You can try to do it that way and you will see the difference. Your stem stitch will be laying like cross stitches. You know, if you will try it, you will understand what I'm talking about. Can you show how to finish the stitch? Yes. Learned a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nat. Great video. Thanks. You're welcome, guys. I already showed you how to finish the stitch during the video many times. You can go to my YouTube channel and watch my videos, but if you want, I can finish the stitch, the thread, if you mean how to finish the thread, right? I go to the back side and I make a really teeny stitch close to the place where I came up. I go just between the stitches and fabric. I make a little loop and I go through this loop and it creates a knot. And this is how I secure my thread. Now the last step is to hide my ends. I make a long stitch between my threads and fabric like this. And now I can cut my thread really close, so it's not going to be really much visible where I finished my thread. There is no tails hanging on the back side, and the back side looks much more neat. So I like this method. Okay, I will finish this video here. Leave me some lovely comments under my video if you liked my video. I will be really grateful for your comments. It will support my YouTube channel. It will YouTube will understand that people like my videos. They leave comments. They leave likes under my videos, so it will recommend my videos for more people. And I will be very happy if my videos will be visible to more people. This is my goal, to grow my YouTube channel. Erin says, looks beautiful, Nat. Thank you so much. Happy weekend, everyone. Yeah, this is the stitch along. I will remind you that you will check out the link is in the video description below if you want to join the stitch along. And this is the last video of my stitch along, so basically you can go ahead and stitch all the rest leaves the same way like I did today. And I will go ahead, I will stitch everything, and I will make the final video with the entire process, and I will show you the final results. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel to not miss this video. You will see the entire process from the beginning till the end. And this is a really gorgeous project. It worth trying, especially if you are dreaming to try hand embroidery and long and short shading technique. I recommend to all the stitchers that have some experience already with satin stitch. This is the perfect project to learn a long and short shading. So give this video a like, your comments, and share it with your friends. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye guys.